Hey gang, what's going on? It's time for a chat. Can't call them weekly chats anymore because they're not weekly. So, we will just call it a chat. Ian came up with the question, very good question. If you were a director, a film director, what kind of films would you direct? And I've got quite a bit of answer for this. First and foremost, I'll get it. I have no desire to be a film director. None. Don't want to do it. I don't want to be an actor. If I had a dream job, it would be doing just what I'm doing on a grander scale, actually making money and providing for myself, reviewing film. And that would be it. Now, if I worked in the film industry, I would enjoy being either a writer or a practical effects artist. Those things I have dabbled in both. But if I was a film director, I would stick to what I love and know, and that's horror. I would stick to practical effect, low budget, horror. The word low budget does not mean cheese and shit. You can make, and they do make, excellent films on low budgets. I mean, you might have to work harder. You might have to go out and get more sponsors and, get some money here and try to, do. Now they have crowdfunding and stuff like that. But there are a lot of films made and are currently being made on shoestring budgets that are really, really good. And I would like to employ practical effects into all of them. There would be no CGI, nothing like that. The hardest part of the filmmaking process for these films would be the editing. That's what I would do. Simple. Try to come up with original stories and make horror. Low budget horror. Any type of subgenre you want, even to the point of found footage on film on a fucking cell phone. As long as there's a story, a good story is it has to be. The good story has to be there. The direction from it doesn't even need to be an amazing director as long as that director has a vision and he can clearly tell and show what his vision is to let everybody in on this and get on the same page. And that's all you need. And that's where I would go with this. And like I said, I have no desire to do this, but it would be really, really cool. That's the way I'd go with. Also, as far as speaking on the low budget, if it was low budget horror that, I was associated with and in that field or whatever, I would love to act in that. I would love to be some type of villain, some type of Jason-esque, monster, which Ian says I already have the look, and that's what I would prefer to do. Directing's just not on my plate, but going back to what Ian's question actually was, yeah, that's what I would like to direct. Now, also in my thought process, I watched Ian's video and I kept thinking about what would I do. I also would be very interested in documentary style films on probably fake stuff, not a true documentary, not because of the research and all the years it takes to get into the film, but I think it would still be low budget filmmaking, but documentary style, as in making a documentary on said serial killer or whatever. But yeah, it's a really interesting question. I'm sure there'll be some really, really good answers. like I said, horror. That's where it lies for me. Now, it would be cool to like try to do some, to see what you could do with silent film nowadays, and not the modern day of silent film, but maybe take it back to, you know, Nosferatu-ish times and do silent film. I believe it would actually be harder than just having a script. But, you know, once again, low budget horror. That's where it's at. Silent, documentary, found footage, slasher. They're all there. As long as you have a good story, I don't think the budget hurts you. So, that's my answer. Kind of off the right field there. Left field, is it the same? It's the left field, right? Yeah. Out to left field. But ultimately, I would rather just talk about films. I would rather write about films. I would rather watch films. But it would be cool to be like a dual director, like me and Ian. Me, Ian, Harry, and Mike. We could be the four horsemen of film. That'd be really cool. And it'd be really cool if we had a website to write on. That'll never happen, but it would really be a dream come true to do something like that. So let me know what you guys think. Let Ian know what you guys think. If you were a director, what kind of films would you be interested in directing? What type of films would you direct? And when Ian said this, it all stemmed from a Martin Scorsese interview or quote or whatever. I hadn't even seen it yet, about him saying the MCU films are not cinematic or cinema or something to that extent, that he was kind of downsizing what they are. And yeah, so let us know what you think. Until next time, guys, put some questions in the comments to give us some more chats. Damn.